Hello everyone. So I wanted to show you a little bit about how to make it look like the camera is moving in After Effects without using the 3D function. So this is just with a flat series of flat shapes with no camera. I'm just scaling the composition up. And I'm doing that with pre-composition. So I made the car in one composition and I made it loop, which I can show you in a different one, just going up and down. And I have the front composition. Since this is parallax, I'm asking you to do parallax with this one. So you can see there's no movement here. There's just a really long composition of all these different shape layers copied across. Okay, so if you check out the composition settings, which you can get to by doing Command K, or you can go up to composition and composition settings, you can see that I have a really long composition. Okay, so the height is the same height that I want my final scene to be. So I'll just check on that there. You can see the height is 1080 and the width is 1920. But it's really long because I want to pull it along so that it looks like the car is driving and the front trees are going faster than the middle trees in the background. Okay, so, and then here's my middle one. Let's just scroll out and look at the composition settings, and you can see that's only 6,000 pixels by 1080, and the front one is 9,000. All right, and then here's my car. And then I just made a new composition and I pasted them all in here. Okay, so you can see you could do that again if you want to, and you could have another car there, right? I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, so these are all in there. Here's your front row, your middle row, right? And these two are the backgrounds. And by the way that you make a pre-composition is you select your shapes, so which I did say here, right? Select all of those, and you right mouse click and hold and use the pre-composition, but I've already done it. So let's go to here. So again, you could just go to right mouse and do pre-comp. All right, but what we want to do is make it so that the front moves faster than the middle. So if I go to let's just twirl that back up, select the front and press position, which is P. And you can see here I have two keyframes. You can move in between the keyframes here. And what I did is I moved, just zoom out. You can see it's moving along there, right? And so I keyframed it there at the beginning where I wanted it to start, and then moved it down and keyframed the end too, all right? So same with the middle. It doesn't move as fast. Again, you can just push P for sorry, position. And you can see I moved it to where I wanted it to start and gave it a keyframe by clicking on the keyframe. And then I moved to the end of the composition, and I also moved the middle section here. Just turn it on and off so you can see what I mean. I moved it. You can see it's shorter than the front. I moved it down. I didn't move it all the way because it was too long, I realized. So then now I had the front moving faster. All right, so that's how I got those to work. You can scroll back in and play, and you can see that looks pretty good. Okay. And then what I have here is I made another composition. So, okay, I have these pre-comps, and then I pre-comped all of these by selecting them and going to pre-comp, right? But I already did that. So I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th composition here, and I just added the pre-comp to it. Okay, so I just drug this down here, but I don't need to. Again, so then I have my scale, which I did here. So I have the scale at normal, which 100 by 100. And then at some point I decided I wanted it to look like the camera was moving in. And so I gave it a keyframe right there. And then I moved forward and I scaled it up to, looks like 157. So not a lot, but some. If you want, you can play around with that. You can make it even more or a little less. Okay. And I also moved the car forward back here because I felt like it needed, let's see, let's go to position. Let's just take that out and I'll show you what I mean. So if that's where the car is in the beginning of the shot, let's go to the final shot. But if I do that, then the car looks funny over on its side, right? Because it just is too far to the left of the camera, right? So let's go back to the pre-comp. And this is about the position where the camera zooms in. You can check on that if you wish by just going like there. And so then I move forward in time and I just bring this up just a little bit in space to feel like, let's see how that looks. So we'll go back to this. It looks pretty good. You could even have it be more so if you wish. So let's move it. You can navigate between the keyframes by clicking these little arrows here. Maybe we'll move it forward just a little bit more. And let's go back and let's see what that looks like. It's okay. I'll let you, if you want to, you can play around with it. You could also play around with the position here. So let's go back to this keyframe here, right? And we can also play around with the scale or the position here. So let's press P for position. Let's give it a position keyframe there. And let's say we want to zoom out a little bit. Say we want to also move it up a tiny bit. So we could go up, oops, the other way. And if you want to, you can move that down. Because what we want there, let's see how that works. Because maybe we want it to look like it's zooming in, but we also don't want to lose the bottom of the screen too much, right? So that could be an interesting way to do that too. So again, if you wish, you could even move that even up more. You could play around with where those keyframes are. Okay, also I wanted to show you, I have this car, does this funny little jump, right? Up and down, up and down. And in my pre-comp here, I can create a time map for that. Let's click on it. I'm pressing Alt. You may have to do Control Time, enable time remapping, and you can see that opens there, right? And you can see you have two keyframes, one at the end, one at the beginning. Let's go to the last one. And then let's just go back one keyframe. I mean, one frame, not one keyframe, but one frame, just one frame. Okay, you can see that there. I'm just going back to 7 from 8. Okay, and I'm going to make a new keyframe. This is to have it loop without skipping. So make a new keyframe by adding, it's to the left of the clock. It's in between these two arrows, adding a new one. And then double click the last one and turn it to 0. Change it to 0, okay? And then click off of it, click it again, oops, and just delete it, okay? Because now you want it to be like an easy loop without a jump there. Okay, so now I want you to press Alt and click on the stopwatch here. That'll open up this time remap expression there. So that was Alt. I'll just undo it here. But that was, I press Alt and clicked on it. I'll do it again, and it brings up this expression. It gives me the option to write it myself here. But you can also look at this one, gives you some pre-made ones. It's this little arrow there. So click on that and look for property, and then go to loop out. So it's pretty simple there. It's a cycle. And what that does, you can see it here, loop out, type, cycle, number keyframes, and it does it there for you automatically, which is nice. And now that jumping back and forth, up and up, will just keep going on its own. So hopefully that wasn't too hard to understand, but let me know. Okay, thanks so much.